All right. So, I am intentionally underdressed for this one because yes, it is the December. Oh my God, that wall was cold. And because I kind of want to keep this one short, and I want to make sure that I don't ramble on. Also, I have not shown you guys these shorts yet, so yay! So, this might be better. Nope, that's cold. So somebody just asked me if I ever feel bad about when I'm rolling with somebody and I'm just kind of constantly beating them or whatever, and they're just getting owned all the time. And the thing about that is if I'm feeling bad, then I'm not having a good time. And this kind of plays into my attitude towards BDSM and that type of thing. And those who don't know, yes, I'm into BDSM. So the thing is that I personally, and I know this is not universal, but I personally don't have fun unless I know the other person's having a good time. So, in like when there have been like torture scenes and interrogation scenes that I have participated in, I tend to kind of back out early because I don't like when people are really, really screaming their heads off and absolutely miserable because it feels like abuse to me. And so when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to BDSM, when it comes to anything like that, I don't have a good time unless the other person's having a good time. And so, there's somebody that I rolled with a couple years back that did lose pretty bad to me, and he was just really frustrated, and he brought a really bad attitude to it. And I didn't have any fun, and he wants to play again, but I'm like, I don't really want to do that because I don't want to be that guy, and it makes me feel bad about myself. It makes me feel like I'm being abusive. It feels, even if the other person actually apparently did have a good time or doesn't remember that, I want us to both to enjoy ourselves. And so it is kind of hard being somebody that, I'm a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and, I'm doing everything I can here to try to elevate people so that, when we do roll again, when I roll anybody who watches this channel, whatever, you guys have more of a chance of being on my level or being able to see what I do and how to defend against that and actually roll against me a lot more competitively. But generally speaking, a lot of times, I say 99% of the time when I meet people off of Meat Fighters or whatever, I do own them. I do own them a lot. And, so I have to go out of my way to make it playful. I need to check in with them. If there's somebody that, it's important to them that they do win, I like losing. And so, I might show them a few things so that they have a better chance at beating me. And then I'll create openings so that they can get in there and they can be able to actually do what they wanted to do. So, it's I do beat people a lot, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm an asshole about it or a dick about it, and I do my best to not do that. And I think that the reason why I'm making this video is that I want to kind of impart a lot onto you guys that what you guys get out of wrestling is what you put into it. So, and I don't really watch UFC. I don't really watch the WWE and even gay pro wrestling. I don't watch a lot of that, and I'm not trying to knock the people that do. In fact, I want them as part of our community. But a lot of what goes into that is, I fucking hate you. And I'm going to injure you, and I'm going to murder you, like the Conor McGregor thing. That guy's such a douche, and his whole character is that he's this big asshole. As much as I do like Gordon Ramsay as a cook, I don't like, that he promotes abusive kitchen culture when it comes to restaurant work. And I've worked at restaurants for most of my adult life, and it can be a very toxic atmosphere, and people can make that type of thing worse, and people get trauma from working in restaurants. So, I don't want to injure my opponents. I don't want to have them walk away feeling like they had a bad experience. Because people who do that, they don't come back. And also because, yeah, I kind of am a genuinely nice person, or at least I try to be. And so, when it comes to what do we bring into our matches and how do we interact with each other, first you have to understand what the other person wants and what they're looking for. And I think that's incredibly critical, and I think it is something that people overlook far too often. So, you know, if you get anything from this video, what I want you to get is that, if you are going to chat with somebody online, and you are going to set something up, show up. You owe it to that person to do so. If you're chatting with somebody online and you don't want to roll with them, say so. Or, just, end that one way or another, but don't lead somebody on if you have no intention of actually ever meeting up with them. So that's a matter of ethics, and I think this whole thing is a matter of ethics, right? So when you go into a match, you should be of the attitude that we're both going to have a good time. So, some people, I've had people message me and they say, well, I've had a really bad week and I need to get out my frustration. Well, I'm not your punching bag. I don't want you to beat me up to unleash your frustration. If you need to hit a punching bag, get a fucking punching bag. If you want to wrestle to unwind, that's a different story. But if you were like, well, I just really need to beat the fuck out of somebody, that's not cool, dude. Don't bring that to the mat. Don't try to be that kind of abusive prick. What we want is we want people to be rolling safely. We want people rolling in a controlled manner. We want people caring about the desires and feelings of the other person on the mats. And so when we roll, if we are significantly better than the other person, we do have a responsibility and duty to make sure that they're having a good time the whole way through. And so I think I've kind of made my point here is that when I roll with somebody, and I've been smashed before. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, guys. There are purple belts, brown belts, black belts, and coral belts who can all wipe the floor with me. More so the higher up you get, right? I can pretty much hold my own against purple belts at this point. But, I've been smashed a lot over the last 6 or 7 years that I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I know what it's like to not be able to get anywhere with somebody. And, you can get nauseous, you can get out of breath, you can get really frustrated, and you can feel like quitting all the time. And, if somebody leaves a match with you and they feel like, I don't ever want to wrestle ever again, then you've done them a really, really big disservice. So, if you are that much better than somebody, then I would say, you have a duty to keep it light and playful the whole time. That you have a duty to make sure that they're having a good time, that you're not humiliating them, you're not trash talking them. If you're doing a pro wrestling scene and it's fake and, you are calling them funny names or whatever, and that's their thing and they want to be humiliated, then that's one side of it. But, what was that joke? It was talking about kink shaming, that kink shaming is never okay unless shame is your thing. Then you're a dirty little pervert and you deserve, you deserve to be treated like shit, right? Because shame is your thing. So I think that's kind of my point here, guys, is that wrestle in a way that people want to wrestle with you. Bring the best version of yourself to the mats, and do everything that's in your power to make sure that the other person's enjoying themselves. And I think once you have those bases covered, then I think that's you're going to make a lot more friends that way than if you're injuring people, or if you are owning somebody that doesn't want to get owned, or you're calling people names, or you're trash talking them when you're submitting them, or you're always celebrating way too much when you submit somebody. It's one thing if you submit a black belt for your first time ever and you're like, oh my god, that just happened. The reality is they probably gave you the opening for you to do that, but maybe it's not impossible. So So I hope this helps. I hope you guys get something from this, and if you're that guy, I hope that you consider what I've had to say here, and hopefully we can build a better community and a better wrestling culture through respecting our peers. So thank you guys for watching. You have a lovely day. See you next time.